The United States military has a policy that no one should be left behind. You've probably heard that before. But the extremes the military goes to bring home long missing service members might surprise you.
It's very personal for every person that's in the military because of that brotherhood.
There's so much I don't know about them all the way. I just wanted them back. These men have not been forgotten. I'm going to find where you are. I don't care what it is. If it's just a little piece that you left, I'm going to bring it home.
Our scope of work is just over 30,000 cases that need to be solved. These are mostly from World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War.
Dr. Bird runs the labs at the DPAA, a government agency with a yearly budget of $112 million. The agency works with nonprofits and other organizations to bring home American service members when the trail has otherwise gone cold.
Somewhere out there is a family that really wants some final answers.
You're looking at their official photographs, and we're trying to determine what their story is. Oftentimes, I was the first person to look at that file in several years.
Other countries, they may think it's odd that we put so much effort into each of our missing persons, but that's just American culture.
As a matter of fact, it was a part of American society before we had an American society.
During the French-American War, a group of American soldiers known as Rogers Rangers adopted a policy to unconditionally make sure every member of the Rangers was accounted for. Veterans from Rogers Rangers ended up leading the First Continental Army, and the idea of no man left behind stuck. But it wasn't until the Vietnam War that awareness of the no man left behind creed spread beyond the military and into the consciousness of the American public. Wartime coverage was faster and more widespread than ever before. So when an American soldier was lost or left behind, the public knew about it.
Going back in to get him.
Hollywood also played a big role in amplifying the no man left behind trope.
Doesn't matter, no one gets left behind, you know that.
We used to go to Chicago every summer for 2 weeks to the house where my Uncle Eddie was raised, and there were some pictures of him there. In March '42, he joined the Marines. I hear he tried to go in the Navy first, but they wouldn't take it with the flat feet. History might have been a lot different.
That's Ed McNicholas. He gets his name from a man he never met, his uncle, Ed Nalizak, a soldier who went missing after the brutal Battle of Tarawa during World War II. The DPAA relies on forensics, anthropology, research, and a little bit of luck to return remains of missing service members to family members like Ed.
I have his Purple Heart. It's just one report that died of gunshot wounds. That's all we know.
With forensic identification, you've got to have a start point. The good news is Americans kept very good records on each individual soldier.
You have people whose job is compiling everything we know about the person and the incident.
One crucial piece of evidence is DNA, swabbed from the service member's family. This DNA evidence often helps confirm the identity of the remains.
Then we plan a field investigation. Okay, the last thing we know is this airplane was heading this direction, this speed. These are possible places it could have ended up.
The fieldwork is an all-hands-on-deck effort. Anthropologists, historians, and forensic scientists talk to locals and study patterns of vegetation and topography to locate an eviction site. The team scours each inch of soil looking for clues. Airplane wreckage, uniforms, anything that will help locate the missing soldier. Once the remains are recovered, they're brought back to the DPAA's labs for DNA testing.
If you are dealing with somebody who dies today and you do a DNA match, the likelihood of being wrong would be astronomically small. We're not doing that. We're taking DNA out of old bones and we're comparing it to family members who may or may not be close family members.
But despite these obstacles, the team at the DPAA is still able to return the remains of 200 service members to their families every year.
Uncle Eddie was 27 years old when he died. November 21st, 43. It was so many years ago. So my grandmother did very earnestly ask for the return of his remains. She wanted them back.
Using the techniques developed by the DPAA, the United States was finally able to bring Uncle Eddie home.
I wanted to put on my uniform as a retiree to meet him. And this was 75 years, it was a long trip.
A funeral service was held at Arlington Cemetery, so Uncle Eddie could be buried next to his fellow service members.
I asked for full military honors, and my uncle was a private first class, so I wasn't sure they were going to get it. I was awestruck when we pulled up, and there was the caisson, the band. I get choked up. He's finally here.
I think sometimes people think, well, it was a long time ago, nobody cares. But it's not true if it's your family member.
My only hope is that we can provide the family as much closure as we possibly can. You know, the truth will set you free.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, share it with some friends. And check out freethink.com for more stories of people moving the world.